snip edits to try to keep it engaging and all that. Here we are. We're back in pocket, baby. Okay, so key forts. Right. We want to start, before we do anything, is just look at what I think the key forts are. Okay. Fort Norfolk. That's one. I want to build one. I would love to build one out here somewhere, kind of like Roanoke Island and Fort Hatteras or Hatteras Inlet. There was a fort near there. That would be good. Protect all of this. And getting an army to go do all that is going to be the trick, of course. But the good news is, I do believe, we still have the South Carolina State Militia, which has basically sparked the war for us, headed by Brigadier General P.G.T. Beauregard. One of the very first things we're going to do is a role-playing move. I'll get to that in just a moment. Our key forts also here around Charleston. This is an important harbor. Really, Wilmington is more important, so I think we'll want to garrison this fort. I think we'll want to garrison this one, Norfolk. Like we were talking about down here, I think we want garrisons in these two forts and these two forts for now. We'll be building more forts out west. I'm going to go into detail about a plan I have first for the Army of Tennessee to get on the move and begin some constructions. Then it will. I think where things could get interesting quick is out west. We have the two armies, one in Missouri with the Missouri State Guard and the Western Army under Benjamin McCulloch. Right? So let's go ahead. Let's start with the fort garrisons right now. And let's begin in Norfolk. Right here. Fort Norfolk. We've got our canine guest in once again tonight. It is Cobalt, everybody. Where is Fort Norfolk? There it is. Let us add, and we're probably just going to go with small units. Let's add from Virginia, if it's possible. Okay, yep. Let's do, oh gosh, 1,500 men. That's a lot. Ooh. I think I'll do 1,500 though. And I'm going to need to denote our fort guards in one way or another. And I think having them in gray and dark blue pants might do the trick. And we'll have them be, there we go. I like that look for them, kind of like cadets, if you will. Oh, but we can't even do a brigade, can we? Shoot. Okay. So we may not be able to carry out this plan right now. We have troops in Georgia. We have enough in Louisiana, so we could do it a little bit. We have enough in Tennessee, but we're going to be building forts there instead. We could do a fort near Galveston and garrison it. We just can't do any in Virginia just yet. We'll be getting more recruits, too, very soon when we pass the military policy, which is coming in just over 6 days, as well as Diplomacy 1. We're going to be hitting the projects, too. We've got government funding and Diplomacy 2 likely kicking in very next. That's right. We're going to show them Yankees. We're going to show them Yankees. All right, so let's go to... Let's go down to Savannah. Okay, I'd say we go to here. Fort Johnson. Let's do that. Fort Johnson. Bingo. Let's go with a Georgia brigade of 1,500 men. They'll be wearing that right there. Okay, and we'll recruit them. They'll have mixed muskets. Okay, we'll have 5 guns. This will be Colonel Stephen D. Lee. Absolutely not. We will replace them with a unassigned suitable rank political. Let's put in one of the worst ones, right? Lieutenant Lawrence Kite. Let's do him. Okay. PGT Beauregard. Oh, shit. Hang on. Wait. Hang on. Fort Johnson. Okay, it did Benjamin. Brigadier General, yeah, we don't want him. No way. Replace with unassigned political. Major Alfred Colquitt. Yeah, that'll work. Let's do that. Got it. Okay, so it brings us back to this screen every time. And so we'll have 1 brigade there from Georgia, and they won't have long to go. We'll do 1 in Louisiana, down here at Fort St. Philip. Dink, dink. Let's fill these forts in here. We got to make sure that we just kind of knock this out at the very beginning. That's kind of what I'm thinking here, is do this before we forget to do it. So again, we'll go kind of the dark gray and the dark blue pants with the fort cadets. Recruit them. Good. All right, and then it was Galveston where we probably would be able to do some more. Out west. Ah, dang, we don't have a fort out there yet. Okay, well, that's fine. I guess we turn this on right there. All right, so we'll want to, next priority is going to be the reinforcement of the main armies out east. And as far as getting people on the move here, this needs to be done first. I didn't show you guys the intel that I had. The Army of Northeastern Virginia for the Yanks, it says, has about 9,000 troops right now and 20 guns. Their readiness is low, just like mine. Mine only has 4,204 guns. And it's not going to get any bigger than it is right now. Our readiness is so low right now that we can't even construct anything. So we're going to work on reinforcing the Army of the Potomac right away. And this is where we'll have our regular commanders. Actually, we're going to do this. Koch is going to get replaced by... We're going to go PGT Beauregard for sure. Bingo. But he can't be because he's assigned already, right? So let's do this with it. All of this is going to take time. I mean, you know, all of this ends up taking time, and that's fine. We're going to go ahead with the South Carolina State Militia. We're going to replace Beauregard with a colonel, Robert E. Lee. Okay, he's got pretty decent fame. A lieutenant colonel. And if he's going to be busy building stuff, he's an engineer, so that'll help us. Let's go ahead and assign him. He'll have Colonel Kite under his command, and he'll be a breveted brigadier general right here. And of course, I think that would be, you know, befitting of Robert E. Lee. in terms of him being promoted. I think these guns right here are not needed in South Carolina anymore. So we're going to transfer them to the Army of the Potomac. 12-pound field guns. Those will be helpful. Okay. Can we add divisions already? It looks like we can. So let's complete that transfer. And that'll leave 719 men under Lee's command trying to build all of this stuff that we want to try to build down here. Of course, that's going to cost us some money. But we've got that. Now, Beauregard comes open to be used to command the Army of the Potomac here. Sorry, Mr. Koch. You, sir, will get the next brigade. He will get the next one. As a brigadier general, he'll be assigned Army Command. And he will add a new brigade from North Carolina. Dang, can't do this one. Got to do the 1,500 man. Okay, it's like I say, we need to just add troops as fast as possible. So these guys will be, I think they'll end up kind of looking like just Confederate regulars, and I like the way that looks. Those look like good North Carolina troops right there. And it won't be Mr. Frost, it will be General Koch, a brigadier general, since he got bumped. All right. That's one infantry brigade added to the two we have already. Let's do another one. I would say we go ahead and bring Kentucky troops right on over, and that's fine. Let's do... There we go. Those look like Kentucky troops right there. They'll have gray trousers. And nah. What do we want to do here? There, we'll do that. Kentucky troops right there. Oh, they won't be very good though. Ah, that's rough. Shoot. They'll break a little easier. So maybe not. Maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll have to wait on that. Dang. Let's go ahead and let's try to bring... no. Should we? Should we go ahead and try to bring some troops over from Texas? I think maybe we should. We'll go ahead and go with the... there we go. I like that right there. 97 support. I like that much better. Right? We don't want to scare in any or bring in any would-be saboteurs. Recruit. Bink. That will go under professional and infantry. Colonel Withers. All right. And Stephen D. Lee. Let's give it to him. Boom. All right. What does that give us now? 7,300 troops and 9 guns. Let's do another battery of cannon. Okay. Let's go with Virginia. Or no. Let's go with South Carolina troops. And we'll do as large a battery as we can this time for 33,000. I love the way that they... So, I do like the way that that looks, I will say. I think we'll wait until... I think we'll have these guys. I think early war, we'll kind of stick with, you know, less, you know, snappy and sharp-looking soldiers for our artillery units. So, let's do that. 6-pound field guns. We'll have our mixed muskets. We're not making those, by the way. They'll just be bringing them. There's no shortage of guns in the South or across the United States. It's just there's a shortage of troops. So we'll have, what, 15 guns and 7,400 men there once we get everybody. That's a good start anyway. We'll probably bring even more. Let's go. What else could we do here? 1,700 more out of Georgia. Let's go ahead and bring another 1,500 men north from Georgia. I'll have him in gray and that, and then they'll be... I like them looking snappy like this. Okay, we're bringing some of our... I think it would be fun to try to mimic what was going on early in the war, but it would probably be really confusing too. You had all kinds of units from both sides that were showing up in all kinds of colorful Napoleonic uniforms and stuff. We won't do that just yet. They don't really model that here, it doesn't seem like. Lieutenant Colonel Gabriel Rains. We need to switch him out for an artillery officer. A captain. Mr. Winder. Arnold Elzey. Ooh, J.P. McCown. Let's do it. McCown's battery. Right? And then we'll probably reorganize into a couple of divisions. 1, 2, 3. So Donaldson, Brigadier General Daniel Donaldson. Political assignment, but he's infantry, so we got to keep him. We're going to have to keep him in this spot right here. That'll be fine. All right, so we needed to do that. We needed to reinforce this army. It's going to take how long? 13 days, 1849, because they're coming from Texas, right? Donaldson, how long for him? 30. All right, so we'll get all those troops before June, and then I expect we're going to continue reinforcing them. All right, first things first. Got to take things in order. Okay, let's explain the plan down here. We want to build forts. We want to build one here. We don't want to build them where they were historically. They wanted to cover this ferry route and this ferry route. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this bridge and this ferry route and this railroad right here. I think that it would be wise to have forts that poke out so as to keep a unit, a force from cutting the railroad in between the two forts. So there is that to consider. But I think I want to start by taking Zollicoffer's whole army here, 1,500 men. And we're going to move up here. We're going to turn on this depot. That's the other thing. We've got plenty of provisions and everything coming in. And we still can't build. As long as the army stay small. Right there. Okay, so we have gotten ourselves on the move there. All right, and then we need to address this right away. I would say we pull back to our supply base. No movement. Okay. Defense is good. Let's go green with this one. I'm going to send as much up there as we can. Let's go yellow with this one. McCulloch, he can't really go anywhere, I don't think. Nope. We got to wait on him too. Very well. Okay. here we go. We needed to take another detailed look at this, and that is how our weapons manufacturing is working right now and how it is we might want to get it to work moving forward. So if we want to look at what we have available to actually manufacture, this is what we've got. We have a standardization, a really high standardization right here and here. All right, we got these howitzers, right? So if we want to start off with an order of, you know, we could go 32 of them for 1.2 million, and it'll take through the summer to produce those. We may as well go ahead and make that order. Boom. Let's do it. Okay. Hopefully we'll be able to fight more defensively and take advantage of their shorter range. Let the guys come to us. Or, you know, if we're going to fight aggressive, hopefully we can do so in more open terrain so that we can push them up forward. Get 3 shots off a minute. And inside 1,000 yards, they're really, really deadly, as I understand anyway. We don't have the ability to produce anything else, though, which, of course, leads me to needing more military money. So cast artillery is one that I'm going to look at. Weapon industry mass-produce simple cast artillery weapons that do not require sophisticated military machinery. Cast bronze weapons that can be produced are the 12-pounder Napoleon, based on the French model, or the cannon, or the James rifle, which can also, you know. So we probably will do this pretty soon, for starters, and then I think I want to look at Confederate guns. Finance the Confederate weapon industry to produce Southern artillery, the 1-pounder Williams gun, a breech-loading rapid-fire cannon that is operated by a hand crank, firing up to 40 rounds a minute. What? I don't think we could be able to produce enough ammunition to feed one of these things. The 12-pounder Napoleon smoothbore is much liked by the Southern gunners. Due to brass shortage, though, cast iron can be used to produce a cheaper but less durable and reliable version of the weapon. As the 1-pounder Williams gun is of a peculiar design, only a one-time purchase of less than 50 pieces is made, and the weapon will not enter mass production. So, that right there is just it. Like, if you do this, you're going to be spending how much? 1.5 million, right? Which isn't that much for if we end up getting 50 of these things. And that doesn't include the cost of actually making them. You know, the total cost on that, we would have to protect them. I just don't know. Now we've got Confederate rifles for small arms. Finance Confederate weapons production, providing captured machinery to produce domestic versions of the U.S. service rifles, mainly copies of the Springfield model 1855. The produced weapons, the Fayetteville rifle muskets and Richmond rifles, are of sufficient quality to arm the Confederate infantry, and the shorter Richmond carbine is also suited for mounted troops. This is one I think I'll want to go for the moment we have the funding to get it. So you see all of these. Organization reform, introducing the core system. Yeah, that one's going to wait a bit. I mean, if the union does it quick, then we're going to have to follow suit most likely. The other one I was looking at was reboard muskets. Yeah. There's no lack of weapons. Many of the weapons are already old and obsolete, including a hodgepodge of smoothbore muskets, aging hunting weapons, and the like. A quick option to acquire a number of rifles to arm the volunteers is to modify the existing smoothbores into rifled muskets. Cheap produced, but of questionable quality, but they are still better than nothing. Right, so that's another thing we could go for. And we got even more with these recruitment offices. We're never going to get this anytime soon. Rifled artillery would be good, right? So we're just going to need... Is this industrial subsidy funding, I wonder? Nope, military. I believe this is all military, just about. Military and diplomatic. How about weapon production? Subsidized domestic weapons production. This will make production of weapons more profitable to manufacturers, boosting production volume. Each level of this project will further increase weapon production efficiency. Okay, well, we'll do that at another time, I'm sure. As the armies grow, so does it. We won't do supply reform just yet. Springfield rifles. Finance mass production of Springfield rifle muskets in the South. Due to the numerous arms agents deployed before and during the secession of the Southern states, Confederate armories are filled with the most recent U.S. service rifle, the Minié ball firing Springfield rifle musket, along with the machinery to begin mass production of this weapon type in Confederate ironworks. That is something that would probably be smart to go ahead and go with, although we won't be able to make as many of them as quickly. So, at the same time, it'll be important for us to take a look at our military money, and I think we ratchet that one up to 5 million, straight up. I think we go economy goes up a bit. Okay, we want to increase that. And so 5 million almost per annum, which is where I want to go back to my projects. And cast artillery is going to cost me what? Okay, 1 million. What about this one was 1.5. Rebore is going to be how much? 1 million. Earlier rifle models, such as the Mississippi rifle, Hawk, and the Plains rifle, have already ceased production. While these weapon types are considered obsolete, they are still effective and accurate weapons in the hands of skilled soldiers. This is one I might want to go with, too. It's just that it's more expensive, I think. What is that? 1.5 million? Okay. So we may do kind of a mixed match of cavalry and infantry weapons, but we'll make the decision when we get there. But it looks like if we jack our funding up all the way to 5 million per annum, that in the next year we'll be able to do a number of military projects that will get us the weapons that we need to fill out our ranks with a little bit more effective firepower. So we'll kind of be waiting on that. And then the other thing that we're going to be waiting on, I'm kind of eager about, is this needs to happen. This needs to happen. We need to take the Richmond Armory. We need to upgrade it, but we're going to be waiting on industry subsidy funding in order to make it happen. So we need 13 million in order to make that upgrade cheap. I think that's right, because we can do it. It's just going to cost us right now. We need to protect Catherine's furnace. This is the other thing I was kind of looking at, by the way. And also, these economy alarms near the plantations, for those that don't know about this, they kind of don't really mean much. It's not harvest season for these plantations right now. So they're not producing anything yet. However, when they get to planting and harvesting season, they will show progress in production. Let's move down here. Let's take the Army of the Northwest. Let's go to here. If we can move the Army of the Shenandoah closer to here, we're going to do it. Army of the Potomac. I am going to go ahead I'm thinking at the opportune time, I think I want to pull them back and maybe force the Yankee Army into a little bit of a trap. Pull back and then rail with the Army of the Shenandoah. Possibly. We'll be making this march right here, staying in defensive. Good. None of our armies have any cavalry. That's another thing. Let's add our first cavalry brigade from Virginia. 500 men. I like that. That looks fine. Just like that. 500 cavalrymen under Withers. No. Cavalry commander. We don't need artillery anymore. We need cavalry commander. Let's get a colonel. Okay, they're all... Is he assigned to somebody? What's the deal with these guys? Are they hurt? What's the deal? Interesting. I don't know why we can't use them. So, let's go professional cavalry. Charles Field. George Stewart. Joseph Wheeler. Let's put Joseph Wheeler in the east. Captain Joseph Wheeler. How about that? He'll be a lieutenant colonel in command of this cavalry unit. And we'll do one more cavalry unit here. We'll make them from Nicaragua. They'll have beards. They'll have light blue and gray. Oh, no. Because, yeah, okay, well then... I'm sorry. The Nicaraguan cavalry will look like this. 100%. The Nicaraguan cavalry will be commanded by none other than a professional. No, I would say, honestly, we do a political... Anybody political in cavalry? No. Yeah, we'll do political even still, except there's nobody of super... Oh, my gosh. Okay. So, our professionals are all ready to go. So, who do we have that's political? All of these guys? No way. Wow, okay, got it. So, let's put... There we go, Captain James Hawes. Let's do that. He has no fame. He is a cavalry specialist. So we'll have about 1,000 cavalry with the army now. And close to 10,000 men once it's all put together with 15 guns. Okay, we'll build that up good. I want to take stock, too, of where I've got stuff, right? So I know people have been talking to me about this one. This iron mine right here. Probably will get an upgrade. Probably going to have troops that end up being stationed near Cumberland Gap and near Knoxville so that they can protect this iron mine. Probably going to end up upgrading that sucker. Okay. And we're probably very slowly but surely going to be picking around and looking at our production tab and looking at where our foundries are. Right, we only have 3 of them. There's one around Nashville. We want to try to protect it. Memphis. See, that's what makes these 2 cities that much more worthwhile. And then, of course, we have to protect this one in Richmond. But we'll try most likely to upgrade the foundries that we have here and here. And then try to continue upgrading the manufactories, or I mean the ironworks as well. So let's go back to the building tab and let's see where we have all those. Boom. See, we got plenty more of those, making artillery and small arms, bullets. What all are they making? Artillery ammo, steel, small arms, and weapons. So, right. Weapons is really good. We want to have more and more and more of those. That's our mixed muskets for the most part. And then the artillery is our 6-pound artillery guns in general. I think that's right. So you can see where we have them all. Far south, pretty darn far south, in the south, deep. This one not so much, this one not so much, this one not so much, this one not so much. So if we lose these two cities, as far as this goes, it won't be such a huge loss, but Nashville and Memphis both are going to be really important in terms of our industrial capacity to fight the war. So I think what we can do, even in the red, is still move. No, we can't. I thought we could move within our command radius, and maybe that has something to do with the commander's stats. See, you can see our readiness is improving now, bit by bit, 73 days. All right, cool. Let's take another look. What were we looking at here? Okay, yeah, I want to look at this. There are mills. So let's go to our mills. Right? We only have 2 mills. We have to import all of our flour. Just about. That, my friends, is a problem. So one of the first things I was thinking of doing was to upgrade this mill right here. It's going to need subsidy funding to do it. This will be a big upfront cost here. I think I want to do it though. Boom. Okay. If I was able, I think that is going to upgrade. I think. Was I not able to do it? Oh, building is being upgraded. Okay, good. Finish in approximately 46 days. So, okay, what that'll cost us a little bit. What are we at balance-wise? We're at +9 now. Okay. The other thing, too, economics, guys, economics. Let's look at our market influences right now. Okay, they're doing good where they are. We may end up wanting to upgrade those, too. Where did we put the damn things? I think I put it this. Okay, this is it. We could upgrade this. Infrastructure boost markets. Markets increase the transport capacity of IAPs, port infrastructure points nearby. Yes, bonus fades by distance. Got it. So that market should positively impact this ferry. And this ferry, I think. Yes. We have a lot of town cities. I think this right here will be affected positively. Here we go. We're making sugar at this one. 143% efficiency. Fantastic. How about here? Sugar. Okay, so we're in the sugar season, it looks like. April. Right? Yep. How about here? Nothing. We got an economy alarm. What do we got? Is this workforce? Produced goods are worth approximately 11 per year. Low market prices of sugar weighing on the company's revenues. Okay, I got it. We need to try to get goods moving around there. So let's look at transport bottlenecks real quick here. Right. We want one around, I think we want a market around Corinth. Let's build one of those there. Bingo. These markets are real important. Bonk. 2.2 million for that. And then I think another one to move stuff a little better. Okay, yeah, so we got this market being built right here. Good. I think that'll help out even more. Fantastic. We don't want to build anything. Yeah, because see, look, we're already down at A-. Okay, we want to avert a worst case scenario on the money front. The Meat Cutter's in with a $5 donation, my friend. What do you have? Damn, late again. I need to rewatch. Hope you've been doing well. Excited to see what comes of this campaign. You better believe it. Love you, brother. Thank you for the $5. And I agree. Okay, religious unrest in the U.S. continues. Factory workers feuding, animosity between nationalities, immigrants volunteering to take arms, Catholics willing to serve. I don't know too much about this. Let's read. Boston, April 20th. The United States, a nation founded by immigrants, has seen the number of new immigrants surge since the 1840s. Known as the land of opportunities since the Industrial Revolution in the U.S., the nation has been seen as an attractive target for emigration, especially with the revolutions in the German states in 1848-49 and the Great Famine in Ireland in 1845-52. Hundreds of thousands of new immigrants have moved to America from Europe. This has created unrest as the poor immigrants are in many cases willing to work in factories for lower pay than Americans. Also, many of the immigrants are of the Catholic faith, especially those from Ireland. In the 1850s, a nativist movement called the Know Nothing Party grew popular in its protest against Catholicism in the U.S. Violent confrontations even occurred. All this animosity had eroded Northern unity, but now, with the flames of a civil war sweeping the nation, many immigrants flock to serve their new country. Maybe their patriotism will win them a place in the home of the brave. Yeah, perhaps. So, here is what I was going to say. Fort at New Orleans, you're not wrong. There's going to be one that gets built about right here. I am going to rely on these, kind of like the South did. This is a level 2 fort, which is pretty good. You know, that's not going to be easy to beat for any Navy to beat. I think a fort along the Mississippi near Memphis is also on the list. We have forts that'll be built here, and then another one. I'm probably going to build it across the water from Memphis, is what I'm thinking. So we cannot build anything yet. I think that's because we're in the red for readiness. Reach the region objective 696 men. That would be General Porterfield. Let's go to that. The Army of the Northwest. Good. They'll just be recovering right there. We don't have any major operations planned with any of those fellas. It would appear to me the Department of Pennsylvania is on the move, yes. Moving slow. They're going to go join down here. Interesting. And they're going to let us take the area around Harper's Ferry. Ooh. There could be an opportunity here. All right, how close are we on our... We're less than a day away. I think we might go one at a time on policies in the next run. I'm just seeing that you can't load a gun with sugar. Yeah, well, you're right about that. You can't feed a man with lead either. And if you do, well, it's poisonous. You shouldn't do that. Oh, that's the other thing. I looked closely too. Winchester has its manufactory right here. What are they making? They're making a lot. They're selling food, provisions, textiles. Yeah, right. So, where are we sending the provisions? To the depot? Looks like it. Oh, no, it's being sent to this bridge. And then back into the depot, I think, maybe. Where's it going from there? Provisions? Okay, got it. So it's just being sent there. We bought the provisions at this trade. Okay, and it looks like they kept them. Oh, wow. Okay, this bridge is recovering. Nearby markets. Yeah, okay. So it's moving slow. It's, yeah, 0.4 transport capacity. Right. Let's get Hampton's division on the move again. Boom. Stay on the defensive. 1,251 men. And military one should be passing here momentarily. Want to make sure that we do not miss this. Let's go to the capital if we can. Nope. Gosh darn it. How are we doing? Okay, not quite there yet. All right, Diplomacy 1 policy enacted. More Confederate diplomats to Europe. New trade deals proposed. Weapon imports discussed. Absolutely. And we will immediately look at military policy. Yep, the Confederacy strengthens its military. More money. Yes. Navy proposes arming civilian ships. Preparations for a blockade. The CS Army is receiving more support from the politicians. Recent decisions have made further military funding available. Yes. And I believe we'll get more recruits. The funding of private contractors allows the strengthening of blockades as well as securing the flow of trade in the event of enemy blockades. The politicians have also discussed opportunities that can quickly build up the Navy to engage enemy trade on the high seas. An act to allow the contracting or confiscation of civilian ships is being prepared. These will be armed and pressed into service. Government-funded privateers are also being considered. The Confederate Navy, much smaller in size than the Union's, an organized blockade of all northern ports is beyond the fleet's capabilities. However, the harassment of their trade fleet on the high seas may bring some balance to the naval fight. Yeah, I'm thinking that we may go for this. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome. That's a gifted member, by the way. Thank you to have you in here. Appreciate you taking the time, sir. Let's jump into our funding here. We have military funding that should be able to go higher, okay? Diplomacy funding is also going to be higher. I think that's going to take a day to actually go into effect. We're going to bring the military spending as a result kind of down a little bit, all right? We're not going to have it be cray-cray, but we're going to be high on both. We're going to be high, man. Okay, the sales tax has come down, but it seems like we're making more. Now we're down underwater on the money. That's not the best thing. Go back to policies. Okay, very first thing, government funding, baby. And we're going to try to get this thing done. We're going to press the Congress to get this done in a month. We need to try to help our coffers and the war chest, as the case may be. Thank you to all those taking the time, of course. I know we've been looking forward to this CSA campaign. It's going to be a little bit more of a challenge, guys. A little bit more of a challenge. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button for me. If you are new in the stream tonight, subscribe. We always love those super chat donations too, man. Oh, my God. All right, we've had transport bottlenecks on long enough. So what else might we want to look at? Pink. Shortages and oversupply. So we have shortages of stuff everywhere. Wow. What is this? Wool. Okay. Okay, I think we've got... So this is a shortage? Is this... that's nothing. I don't actually know how to read this overlay. I don't quite know what each of these little symbols really means. I think that this is like a oversupply, green and, you know, big is an oversupply, and then we have shortages of everything from wool to all these things here. And so we're having, that's part of the reason the import economy is so important for the Confederates. I think that's part of what that's about. You see production and demand looks a little bit better. Okay. The economy is kind of humming. Let's take a look at that again. 9.06 is good. National debt's 110 million, not terrible. Unemployment's actually gone up a little bit. Damn it. Below average wealth. And the economy is expanding. So, cheers. Available capital. Ooh, interesting. Down here. So there could be a lot of development down here. Okay. Latest economic report, latest military intel. Sources analysis. The federal government is currently discussing the following Tariff Act. Okay. Ooh, their morale is at 98. Ooh, they've gone up. Consolidating and regrouping, so seems doubtful that they'll move aggressively anytime real soon. What was the next thing kind of on the list? Yeah, okay, we did that. Yep, okay, we did. Okay, I basically checked off everything on my list that I wanted to focus on tonight as we begin or continue our preparations. The next thing was, oh, here we go. Okay, we're in the yellow with Johnson's army now, or in the orange rather. And he can build. Okay, perfect. So yeah, you have to be out of the red and into the orange. Here you have the Department of Pennsylvania moving slow. But we're going to reinforce Johnson's army. All right, we've already got Jackson in there. Where can we bring in some new troops here? Beautiful, okay. Got a few more to work with here. Let's bring in some cavalry from Virginia. Just like this. Like this. Okay, we'll recruit them. Let's give these guys some good weapons. The Springfield Musketoon, shall we? Okay, we've got Jeb Stewart, and now we're going to have not Withers, but a cavalry commander. Boop. Unassigned suitable rank with derp. And Captain Nathan Evans. Let's go ahead and get him in the action as a cavalry commander. He'll have 500 men under his command. Let's do a new infantry brigade from where? Okay. Looks like we have... Oh, okay. So in order to get the additional recruits, we're going to need to go with this. So we need to cancel that. All right, so meetings have been had. Arguments have been waged. And the decision is made. The White House is going to begin leaning on other Republicans in Congress. Volunteer units, 1-year contract. Yeah, let's do this. This will only take 10 days. Let's do it. We'll get that done first. Sorry to waste a day or two on the government funding. But we need more recruits right now. And then let's look at how our projects are looking here, right? We're not going to get... We could do Austrian rifles sooner rather than later. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we're at 9.12 million, 9.25 in an annum. So if we go to our projects, how long is it going to take us to get this? 2.5 million, right? Okay, so it's going to take us... this is where I use my calculations, my calculating brain. It's going to be about 3 or so months from now that we'll have enough to afford Austrian rifles. And then it's going to be late summer before we can afford French weapons. French now willing to strike an export deal of their weapons for the use of the Confederacy. The French mini rifle is a good all-around service rifle, while it is 12-gun howitzer known as 12-pounder Napoleon in America. Okay. I'll tell you what. That'd be interesting. We get the Lorenz here. We get the old Mini rifle. There. Is there something maybe cheaper? Don't think so. Okay, so the Lorenz is pretty good, though. Honestly. We're going to have to take a look at that. And then the other thing is we're going to have to, with economic subsidies, the other look was market reform. Probably going for that first. Most likely, anyway. All right, let's go ahead. What's next on the... Oh, that's right. We need to check out... I cannot forget the Far West, man. General R.H. Anderson's Indian troops. We're going to take a while there in Austin. Looks like. Galveston's going to be really, really important. I would honestly say that it might be worthwhile to move this army bit by bit down the road all the way to Galveston so that we can eventually get our fort built there. I may even be stupid enough to venture around this way and build the fort here. But that may, in and of itself, be dumb. I may go ahead and build it like kind of right here. Or like here. Tough to say. We'll have to see when we get there. But Galveston will be really important. Again, we'll have another fort that we need to build near New Orleans. Oh, sweet. Okay. Excellent. Okay, we got some automatic ships here. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to take this New Orleans squadron. Ooh, we got a bunch of them already. Shoot. I want to combine it with... I don't think you can do just a direct combination, like a direct transfer, right? So I want to take all of this. I want to get rid of this. We'll send everybody back to Harbor, okay? Boom, 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 boom. And that'll be no more. Okay, we'll have this squadron that we filled out, the Raging Cajun squadron. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll put most of the ships that we transferred, we're going to put into this squadron. And this naval squadron is going to be responsible for covering this area down this way. So then in policies was the other idea. It was talking about this letter of marque using regulars, and there was another act I think that we could do. Yeah, blockade running. So that will be something we need to target here before long if the Union gets aggressive with its blockade. Then of course we're going to need to look at industrial subsidies too. That's going to be something that's kind of important. I think when we get to mid to late 1861, we're going to shift focus to there. All right, we're orange here. Bragg's troops. Let's go ahead. Hey, the Union got the Tariff Act passed. Okay. So that's going to hurt their relations with Europe. Look at this. Spanish intervention at 13% now. And I did get an interesting on the VOD. I got a really great comment. Let me go back and just bring this. I think I want to bring this up. By the way, I want to come to this real quick. Let's show you guys. I didn't make this like official before. So let me show you what I've got. Boom, right here. I was wrong about the way the poll turned out, but these are the poll results that you see right over there. And you have the pro-slavery filibusters succeed, 38%. Slavery spreads west, 34%. I was thinking about going with a Old Dominion policy is off limits start, but, you know, just didn't go with it. Kansas becoming a slave state was also another one. So these are like future ideas. This is why I love Grand Tactician. Tons of replayability when you adjust these little things here and there like this. But that's to just show you how we arrived at the pro-slavery filibusters' decision on policy to actually start the game with. And the comment that I got, if I can go back to that really quick, let's go to Duke. Here we go. It is Jacob Moss 6830, and his comment is, I will advise caution. The Spanish in this period are spoiling for a fight and are preparing to fight the Chincha Islands War in the later part of the decade. They have a large and powerful navy, including ships of the line, and will have full-size broadside ironclads by 1864, which neither the South nor Union can hope to do anything other than avoid. Tread carefully lest you incur the wrath of the still very formidable Spanish fleet. This is a little thing that I didn't really know about, and now you see in game that, kind of unlike when we're on the Union in our Union campaign, and really I think unlike most of the time when you're the Confederates just kind of playing a regular historical playthrough, we now have this Spanish intervention counter. So I don't know. Maybe Spain gets itself involved because of what we've done down in Cuba. And maybe not only are we fighting the Yankees, we're fighting Spain. That would sure be something. All right. We have no way to prevent them from crossing here. $9,800 men, 15 guns. What's our intel say now? Oh, that was the other thing. We have, oh yeah. What's our finances at right now? Oh, here you go. So now we have British intervention at 10. Okay. Because of the Tariff Act. Right. Okay, we're at minus 8 million right now. So what I was going to do is I was going to build another news agency for 2.2 million. So I'm going to build one of those. This will make Nashville that much more valuable. Okay. We're going to go news agency just out south of Nashville a little ways. Right there. Bingo. Okay. Does that help available capital? No. All right, now, here's where we're going to be getting into some real spending, okay, is the building of this stuff. We want a fort. Bingo, right there. All right, now is where I remember the mission that we were going to send General Lee on. He won't come to Moorhead Port. He's going to take the railroad first to Wilmington. Go. All right. So Lee will come up there. Then he'll make a march to here. It's a real small force, which is fine. Good even. In the orange here. I would say Porterfield could get away with... no, I think he needs to stay where he is, really. I think, Grafton's going to be pretty important right off the rip. Supply alert. Yeah, okay, I got it. Now, what he'll do is build a depot near where he is. Dink. And we're going to do what I think what we're going to have to do is what the Rebs did historically, which is just kind of dig in right here. As a matter of fact, we may want to prep that by bringing in... Here you go, John Bell Hood with some cavalry to begin with. 200 cavalrymen? No way. Wow. So, Daniel Hill, we don't want to replace him. Let's add... If we can. I don't think we can. We really can't. Okay, let's add some Kentucky troops. Let's add a brigade of Kentucky troops, 1,500 of them, just so that we can get a brigade commander who has an engineering trait. Okay, let's recruit them, and let's replace him with a professional engineer. Major Jubal Early. Let's do it. I love it. I love it. So, good question. Helica, good question. You will operate much the way that the government operates now in this game, and you got to think about it like that. The government relies on... Here, this is worth... I'm going to have to go through a whole nother day. Before I'm allow myself to push pause. I'm sorry, guys. I only do it during the overnight hours, and it's too late into April 25th for me to do it right now. And it's to kind of help explain the way that the economic system works. And that's also to highlight, too, one reason I absolutely love this game and why it's like right in my wheelhouse, why it's perfect for my channel and what I want to do is... that it is as much or more an economic simulation and logistics simulation as it is anything else. So we're going to bring Benjamin McCullough as far north as Springfield right here. Oh, okay. Can we go to here? Yes. Okay, got it. Our front lines, where are those? Now, how is that hostile territory? I don't get it. You can see, front line's looking pretty good right there. Here, too. Here, 3. Right? Not bad at all. Really love to see us in the orange. But I think it's because they're waiting on a lot of troops. What's our intel say here? Okay, 18,000 troops. And 12,000 more here. I think it's time to take the Army of Shenandoah. I think we have no choice. And we need to bring it down closer. We'll bring it to here. Let's take trains. Go. What do we have for messages? Ah, okay. Richard Anderson. Good. He is going to muster his troops elsewhere. Actually, let's, can they come all the way? Yeah, they can come all the way. Boom, and then we'll take the trains with him too, just to finish the move off. Good, good. Lee on his way. Fantastic. North Carolina Squadron under Captain Samuel Barron. Okay, so this is for doing Military 1. I'm almost certain of it. We're going to bring the North Carolina Squadron right to here. And let's put them on defensive patrolling. Where else did we get some more Navy ships, eh? Anywhere? How about here? Nope, still just 2. Let's have them Patrol, but defensive. And that was the other thing. I wanted to find out, how close are we to ironclads? If we were to lay one of those down here. Ooh. Okay. So let's go military fleets. And let's see if we can build one. We'll do one in New Orleans. Oh, wait, no, cancel. Okay. Hang on a minute here. Construct new ship, that's it. Broadside ironclad. Why can we not do it? No tech or import available. Okay. Oh, that's okay. So it's red because you can't do it. A double ender frigate, steam frigate, ironclad frigate, paddle steamer, bark, and a brig. We do not have ironclad ship of the line, ironclad gunboat ram. That right there, the ironclad gunboat ram. You can see what we have. Plenty of wood. We'll have, I think, plenty of iron and machine parts. Naval artillery, we're going to have to import that. We'll have enough provisions and coal, no problem. I think we'll have enough required port level 2. So this ironclad gunboat ram, just like in history, is something I think we're going to be able to rely on. The river monitors, I think that's another one. Since we have so much wood, we don't need any cotton. Ooh, it's going to take a lot more iron, so we're not going to be able to afford very many of them. But having these two things sooner rather than later, I think could be huge. No tech, it says. So in projects, in our military projects, rebuilt ironclads. Finance Lieutenant John M. Brooks ironclad warship design, upgrading a wooden steam frigate into a casemate ironclad ram. That is what we, I think, want to go with. A casemate is built. Yeah, okay, so we know what this is about. This requires level 3 shipyards, though, I guess. Very well. The ship's bow attached to the casemate. Okay, so these ironclads, man, they're sturdy, though. Modern warships. I just don't think we'll be able to... Confederate gunboats. Finance ship designer shipyards to allow construction of simple warships that can be quickly constructed at low cost and can be operated both on open seas and along major navigable rivers. This is, I think, what could be the bulk of like a raiding fleet, I would say. Let's jump into the chat, see what's going on. I was going to answer the question about the economy. Okay, so, see, I'm in triple B plus, right? It has everything to do with how much I've spent, how underwater I am versus the GDP of the country. And that's just it. Okay, how much do our lenders believe in our ability to produce ourselves back out of debt? That's it. Oh my God. I just about lost my headset there. But that is the gist of how the money is spent and what's going on. So you spend and you spend and you spend, and the more you just spend and spend and spend without being careful, the more your credit rating is just going to go down and down and down and down and down. It's just like what Lord Johnny said right here. Oh, red isn't hostile. It's always Confederate, and blue is always Union. But yeah, here, let me get into that in just a second. No, this is not AOM. This is vanilla, by the way. Total vanilla right here. And you are spending the government's money, and the more you spend in wartime, you're going to get into the negative. You are going to begin issuing more bonds to get you more cash. So you are using cash, but you're using other people's cash, right? And those other people need to have confidence that they're going to get their investment back plus interest. If they have high confidence that you will be able to deliver that, then your credit rating will reflect that by being at AAA, AAA minus, double A plus, double A, right? That's high confidence. When you get into B, okay, triple B, B, double B down, and you get to B minus, nobody's got any confidence in your ability with GDP and the rest to actually pay off what you owe to your lenders. And what ends up happening is there's an event that kicks in the game. There's an economic crisis. You are no longer allowed to do any military building at all. You can't add any new units. You can't build any new ships. You can't build any new forts. You can't upgrade anything. And it's a disaster. And it's pretty much from there. You got to get out of this credit situation. And while you're working your way out of the credit situation, you are losing the war, essentially, is what it kind of turns into for you. That's kind of how the government spending works in game. All right, now I'm just triple checking. Really want to stay on top of these guys. If they get hit, I want them to fall back for sure. Now, this is for the enemy. Okay, so if the front line says this, right? Boom, okay? I am still not on hostile territory due to low readiness. I'm still not able to move up there. He is in the orange, and so what I'm guessing anyway is that leaving a Confederate state, whether you're in friendly territory or not, when you're in orange, you just can't leave a friendly state, is what I'm guessing anyway. I just don't know that for sure. That's what I'm guessing. All right, progress on that fort looks pretty good. Here comes Lee. Yeah, agreed. That's why I think, you know, a lot of people who are, you know, unknowing of a lot of that kind of stuff about, you know, how realistic, how it works in real life like that, right? Who don't understand. It's I think it's something that is you explain it away with immaturity a little bit. You know, folks that are younger folks, they don't really understand that when you're talking about things like a war effort and a government and spending, there is not a money tree growing somewhere that can finance the whole thing. There just isn't, and there is always going to be like a limit on what you can do. How close are we to this? We're getting there. 5 more days, almost 6. Okay, the Confederate Congress will be hard at work trying to give the military what it needs. And we're going to have to be a little careful, right? We need that government funding policy next. After we get this one, government funding is coming because we need the boost. Okay, here comes Lee's troops. All right. Then we're going to take this off. I want to go out to here and build a fort right here is what I want to do. So let's go ahead from Wilmington. And let's have Lee's troops come on up here. If we took sea movement, would we be able to do that? Yeah, okay. I think it'll take them a little while to embark there. Okay. Next thing was, let's look at fleets, right? Okay, we got a bunch of these guys that showed back up. We got a Timberglad gunboat that we could put into the Raging Cajun Squadron. We're going to do the CSS Arrow, the Ivy, Tuscarora. We will do the Jackson and the Calhoun. Okay, we'll all be in the Raging Cajun Squadron with Captain Hollins, who we should promote to Flag Officer Hollins in celebration of this new fleet. And again, that'll be outside New Orleans. It looks like we've got more ships in Savannah under Flag Officer Josiah Tatnall. 2 ships, the Sampson and the Oconee. Fantastic. Ah, yes, Fort Blackbeard. Okay, I'm going to go with that. You're not a member. I kind of do a house rule. I'm only going to let members actually, get their stuff in the game. But, hey, become a member, will you? $2 a month? Feel free. But I like that, Fort Blackbeard. We may go with it out here on the island. And then we'll do another one, kind of like they did in history here. That is to protect the southern flank of Norfolk. A lot of efforts in North Carolina generally are to protect the back door of Richmond, and also in large part to protect this rail line right here. And that brings me to another topic, again, kind of economics, logistics. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what I was afraid of. They have moved out, and we have moved back. Okay, we'll go to Jefferson City. Price will be on the run for now. Okay, that's too bad. Quite all right, though. He'll get his reinforcements soon enough. We'll be just about through the next half of April. Well, this is as good a spot as any as I'd say to take a little drink break. I got a refill. Here soon we're going to have our first recruits, first round of new recruits come into the offices to head to the front. We'll be reinforcing our armies a little bit more. Again, perusing around the map, kind of going east to west, checking things as we go, trying to get ourselves prepared for this fight. For this fight that's coming as the Army of the West continues on its trek. All right, I'll go ahead and pause this. I'm also going to bring up an older video. Let's do a little battle video. For those that missed it, for those who haven't seen this just yet, we're going to go ahead. We're going to throw up a little eye candy here while I take a quick break, and then we'll get back to campaign here just a little bit. This was a really fun battle, guys. Right here. Bonk, right behind me. We'll go ahead and get the sound turned up for you. You can watch this while I head out and get myself a little some sustenance. We'll see you in just a sec, guys. Yes, sir. Bingo. I like that action a little bit better. And now we've got Stockton all lined up in here. Good. Let's get this brigade ahead. Let's get this brigade a little further ahead. Oh my word, what an epic battle we have here, folks. This is one that you really you thirst for, right? Yeah, let's not do what we're doing. Let's bring the blue belly lobsters back. Retreat. Double time it, boys. got a gaggle of Rebs in these woods right here, man. They're just all holing up on this hill. Keep advancing. Keep advancing. Oh, we've got these bluffs right here. Can we just advance right up the side of them? Wow, wow. I wish I could get down closer, man. This is too freaking cool. Down at the bottom of the bluffs, firing up at them. We've got good cover. Whew. They are not attacking over here. This is kind of wild. Can't really order up any artillery support. None to be had over here, it doesn't look like. Fighting all across the line. Rebs crowded up on top of this hill. They're just gonna crowd up on there, aren't they? My goodness. I feel like we're not doing a whole lot of good with our artillery over here, so let's try to save some ammo. Let's put them back on fire at will. Pretty soon with McDowell's troops, we may actually, with 5th Corps in support, we may be able to attack. Okay, just approaching 10 a.m. now. Nice. Did we break them? Fantastic. All right, you boys. Retreat and double time for me. Thank you. Gordon's brigade working well with his compatriots. Ooh. Here. Let's just saturate this part of the line with more artillery. And then I would say these guns right here could focus more fire over this way if we can see them. I'm not sure. I don't think we can. I don't think we can, no. Keep grinding them. All right, now Sherman, get you out in a double line. Palmer, same. Crook, please. What a battle. Rebs try to hang tight. Looks like they're fighting now kind of on the downside of the slope a little bit. Everybody goes. Nobody stays. Everybody goes. These boys move forward and the charge move to there. These 2 brigades in the rear come ahead. Here comes Howard's brigade up the wooded hill right here. Double time it, boys. Double time it. Be ready to fire. Taking some casualties as we go in. Open up. Yes. Now's the time, gentlemen. That's a 3-star brigade right there. Here they come. Let's come forward to the creek, please. Charge move. Oh, yeah, man. I remember this. This is a fun one, dude. Check this one out. It's up on the videos tab in my channel, Alternate History Gaming. Forget about it. Get back in the game. Get back into this one. All right. Yeah, so because his readiness was already so low right here, he just auto retreats. Okay, he was on defensive stance anyway. The AI is smart enough for you and for the AI opponent to understand when it is outmatched. I like that. And it will head off. Now, here is something I think we need to do. Oh, shoot, all we have is Buckner Sr.'s troops. Okay. Damn, I thought we had more. Got it. How are we doing strategy-wise here? Okay, yeah, the morale of our army's a little bit lower. Their national support has come up a bit. They have 44,000 men fielded now to our 20 or 21,000. We're going to need to ramp that up quick, man. Way more naval tonnage. Whew. They got me beat on trade warfare, it looks like. Boy, our economy's up to 129. All right, fantastic. We need to win a major battle. Union national morale goes -5. Fame of the Confederate commander goes +50. To count as a major battle, each side must commit at least 10,000 troops, and casualties in total must exceed 2,000. So this will be an early objective right here. We want to capture Washington, D.C. real quick, I think. They won't lose the war. They'll just move their capital. But if we capture it before they have a chance to build a bunch of fortifications, then we can push to send support below 60, meaning that the Democrats win the midterms coming up next year. And that will mean that the Union morale will just steadily go down, down, down. So I would say the strategy really is, because I talked about we wanted to be aggressive, right? So the strategy here in this playthrough really is going to be create all kinds of hell out west with our Indians. Hold the line in the west. Use the mountains, use the rivers, right? Probably limit the size of our forces, and then heavy emphasis on our armies in the east again. And I think as soon as we can do it, I want to push Washington, D.C. and try to take it. And see if we can hold it. Could be tough. Could be a tough ask. We'll see. Got our guns in. What do we got? 2 batteries now. We got Colonel Wade Hampton's troops in. Fantastic. I thought he was a cavalryman eventually, but I think he was. Hampton's division has gone over to Magruder. All right, very well. Let's call this something else. Well, hey there. Okay. We got gifted membership from I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much, sir. So this, I think, will be the Department of Richmond under Magruder's command with D.H. Hill, Hood, some artillery, and then Jubal Early joining in. Okay, that'll give us an engineer. Really, really eager to have this right here. We need this militia act yesterday. They're going to get a leg up in Virginia for sure. We may need to pull back. I think we do. Pull back. Take the railroad. The Army of the Shenandoah, I think, will stay up near Harper's Ferry. Let's come back. I want to keep something up near Harper's Ferry to threaten out here. But Army of the Potomac is just too exposed out here against close to 2 to 3 to 1. I think those are some initial military moves. We just got to get the Army ready. We got to reinforce it a little bit more. We may have to pull way back I don't want to give up Catherine Furnace if we can avoid it. But we may pull the army pretty far back outside of Richmond, and we may have to kind of counter thrust back and try to drive them off. Okay. Lee is about to launch for here, and then he'll launch to there. We're on our way. Okay, so what was I thinking too? We were looking at the ironclads, right? And that was under projects. How close are we getting? All right, so the money's going up on both of these. So that's going along. God, this cast artillery's filling in quick. This rebore muskets is filling in quick. I bet it'll be done here soon, ready to go here soon. We'll be making orders right after that. Oh, wait. We're almost there with Springfield rifles. We're almost there. Or we're there. No? It's got $806,000 in funding, but we can't do it. What? I don't get it. Have we done any of our projects yet? I don't think we have. Do we not have the ability to even do projects here? What is going on with this? We didn't auto-manage them. I wonder what that's about. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's some policy or something there. Hey, Helica, welcome on in, sir. Welcome. Thank you for your enthusiasm. If you're doing a $5 a month membership, you now get access to what I call my Battle Epic video vault. Go to the channel, look up members only videos. They're called Battle Epics. I have a full battle of Waterloo as the Allies. I have a full battle of Waterloo as the French. I have a full battle of Antietam as the Confederates. I have a full battle of Stones River as the Confederates. I have a kind of made-up battle of Chancellorsville as the Confederates. All in the game Scourge of War, which we won't talk too much about as we're in the middle of this one right now. But it's another favorite on the channel. It's another OG game. Ooh, the Army of Pennsylvania, huh? The Department of the Ohio. Okay. Don't show them. Okay, on the move. They're going to take advantage of their numbers advantage. So I'd say we need to pull back pretty much everywhere. Make it a forced march and go. Grafton will be left undefended. This depot goes to nothing. So we're basically doing what Johnson decided to do with the Army. And it will no longer be the Army of the Potomac. It will be the Army of Virginia. Well, I'll take a note from the AI. I liked how they did that. Oh, bingo. Fornicator, thanks for that. I thought that might be the case. Okay. You have to have that recruiting agent. Yeah, so up here, when you were choosing our policies in the beginning, we needed that recruiting agents in order to get the Springfield rifles. Okay? So just remember that for when you play next. As the CSA, of course. The Army of Virginia. The Army of the Shenandoah, of course, stays the Army of the Shenandoah. Digging that. I would be interested to see, could we add an infantry unit yet? Did I see... There's 4,000 from somewhere? No, gosh, okay. There's really not much to be had. Tennessee's got them all. We could do, again, small cavalry units. I think our Cubans, Nicaraguans, and our Indians are all... I think they're all going to end up going west. Let's put in an order for more. Let's do some Cubans, cavalrymen, 250 of them. And yes, sir, they'll do this and that. Okay. We'll have some more Cubans join up. They'll look a little more like that, a little more like our Indians. Although, I know, we should definitely... Since they'll be cavalry, yeah. So, bingo. And let's have them be... like this. In white pants. And brown tops, cool. Okay, we need to change up. We've got Van Dorn here. They always want to bring Withers in. Right? We're going to replace him with a cavalryman. Robert Ransom. I want the generals to be, like, decent out here. Captain William Steele. Let's do him. Okay, and then Steele, who's 2 stars. Oh, no, he'd be Lieutenant Colonel in command. Okay. Okay, James Walton. I don't think so. With the cavalry. Excuse me there. So let's have a... I'll tell you what. These two guys aren't bad. Abraham Buford, let's go with it. Boom. Okay, Buford will be in command of these Cubans. You got Van Dorn and Sibley in charge of some Indian troops. Kind of 2 unknowns, 2 knowns, and we'll have about 1,000 troops in this cavalry army under R.H. Anderson way out west. They're going to head back to this depot. And he'll get started likely building themselves a fort down around here. That's coming soon. We're into May. Fantastic. Okay, he's going to keep going. Price is not done moving yet, running. Down below 2,000 men. So he's suffered some losses, and he's got his little trail of tears of his own right here. Sterling Price. Sterling indeed. Helica? Of course there are Zouaves in this game. It would not be a Civil War game without them. Let's show you... Bingo, sir. You have your Zouaves. Those don't look too dissimilar from your Louisiana Zouaves, although I do think they had red stripes. Right? Each of these. So this is what I would like. And there was a question earlier that I did not address. No, it appears that there are not smaller than 1,500 man brigades available. You have them automatically show up. but that's it. Ooh, you get flipped around. How are we doing right here, boys? Okay. Really just waiting on this recruitment bump. Okay, let's pull back to the Fredericksburg area. We're going to give up Alexandria, give up this Ford. So these IIPs and stuff no longer belong to us up here, and that's fine. You kind of got to think of things like that. Try to get out of the frame of mind of what they did in history. Just use that as kind of a reference. And then this is why I love wargaming, and especially campaign and operational level wargaming, is that the way that they kind of simulate where the stuff is in terms of the economic assets around the map. When you kind of like operate with the idea in mind that you are trying to protect and preserve ownership of those, you start to begin to understand why the armies moved where they did in a lot of ways. Yes, we had access. Pre-war, we had access to smaller brigades. You're right about that. Could have had a chance to do more of them. I'll have to make that a learning lesson, I think. You should use more recruiting in the beginning. I was too scared to do the spending. So I'll have to remember that for next time. Let's do medium fill. Bingo. Davis calls for militia. 12-month contracts. Provisional Army has now been formed. State recruiting new regiments now. It's a call to arms. The Confederate Congress has provided for a Confederate Army patterned after the United States Army. We knew this already, but it's now in action. A large provisional force that will exist only in times of war, and a small permanent regular army. Very well. Could have done that sooner. Hopefully we don't pay for it. Now, I do believe we will immediately, yes sir, we will get this boost. Fantastic. So, immediately we will begin reinforcing the Army of Virginia. We're going to go new infantry brigade, and we're going to go pretty big ones here. 2,250 men. There'll be gray coats like this. We'll have our beards. Hey there, buddy. Oh, Cobalt, are you ready to do something else, pal? So let's recruit them. That will be... No, not Withers. Although we could leave... Okay, he's a West Point graduate. Colonel Withers, fine. Okay. Let's do another brigade. This one will be from... South Carolina. Infantry brigade. Let's go gray. Let's go butternut on gray, and let's have them be these looking. 2,250 men. Yes, bingo. Under Frost. I don't think we... okay, he's infantry commander, West Point graduate. We're going to allow that. Brigadier General Daniel Frost. Is he a professional? Yeah, I think he is. West Point graduate. He's a brigadier general. We might even be able to put a division under him. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey there, buddy. Hang on. See, these interruptions are going to happen from time to time with Cobalt in the house. Big 80-pound golden retriever who, when he is ready for his attention, he gets it. By God. I know, buddy. I know, buddy. I know. I know. I got you. I got you. And so we've got quite a few more troops here. 14,000. We're going to need more. Let's add a new group. Let's organize a new division under, not him. Shoot. We want to do then Frost. We'll replace Frost with a Colonel. All right, Cobalt. All right, buddy. Samuel Cooper. He's really famous. We could bring him in. Let's do that. So he'll come in, and then Frost will replace here this division command, okay? He'll have himself a division, and we'll put some of the brigades that we brought in that are newer brigades under his direct command, Frost. And he'll have kind of, whoa, hey, buddy. Okay, all right, okay. Okay, okay. All right, buddy, take it easy. You're getting after my green screen for crying out loud. Good boy. All right, we'll give him, let's go ahead, we'll give him McCown's artillery. All right, and that'll be, we'll give him, let's give him Withers' Brigade of Infantry and Hawes' Cavalry, if we can. Yeah, just like that. And then we'll do McCown back so that he'll be properly organized. Kind of back and then back again. Boom, boom, boom. So we'll have a division under Frost with 7,200 troops. And then we'll have the rest of the army naked under... Let's take these two batteries here so we've got everything organized properly. Like so. Let's have this go back, although we won't be able to do it. Shoot. Uh-oh. Okay. We just made trouble for ourselves. Fine. So let's actually do this. Let's go Lee... and this gun go back in. And then this cavalry, if we can get it, goes back in. Just like this. And then this goes in here. This goes in here. Then this goes right there. This goes right there. Right there. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, the dog, I finally calmed down. Holy smokes. Okay. That was hard to deal with while I was trying to reorganize the entire army here. All right, so now we'll have that. New division under Frost. Okay, we're going to do, I think we're going to have another one. Or another brigade, another big one. Let's do a Maryland brigade while we've got them. Support of 37. Yeah, we'll just do some crappy troops from Maryland. Right now we kind of just need the numbers. We'll make them light blue and brown trousers. That way we know who they are. Just like this. Bingo. Okay. Commander Walton. Yeah, let's do that. Colonel James Walton will be in command of those guys. Fine. All right. Another brigade from North Carolina of 3,000 men. We'll go Gray and Butternut. These kind of guys. McCullough, nope. Well, that's actually not a bad pick. It's political too, so I gotta stick with it. Colonel Henry McCullough. He ends up with a brigade command. Good for him. Good for him. Okay, that'll bring us up to about 20,000 men. We need to bring in more guns too. Let's steal some gunners from Maryland. Can we do 90? Yeah. Let's do it. They'll be the light blue butternut, and they'll have the red. Okay, I like that. Reigns. Let's make sure we've got a professional. Well, we'll do. Can we do political artillery? No. Okay. Yeah, professional artillery, fine. Let's do a Captain Charles Winder. No, Arnold Elzey. Yeah, let's assign him. And that's fine. Elzey's battery. Okay, and then the next thing would be, I think, with the 2 we already have, we got 12-pound field guns. Can we upgrade to anything? Not really. We do have 8 pieces 6-pounder field gun. Okay, kids. 600 field gun. Okay, we really can't upgrade anything. But we'll now have close to 20,000 troops, 21 guns. Let's do 1 more battery under Frost. Let's have them come from Delaware. We're gonna steal troops from the north. These are boys that made their way down. We'll put them in this uniform so that they're a little bit more recognizable. Bonk. The Army of the Potomac was their gathering place for angry dissidents, Southern sympathizers from the border areas, including Delaware, where we'll bring in another cavalry unit, and they'll have these uniforms on. Looking sorry as ever. Hey there, buddy. He's back again. Okay. All right, buddy. Okay. All right, buddy. You're a good boy, aren't you? 375. We can do that, and we'll get them all the way down to the wire. They won't be very good. They'll be cheap, though. So let's recruit them. And they'll be under Gladden. I don't know. Let's go with another professional cavalryman. Let's go with Mr. Uji. No, not artillery. We've got captains, that's right. Charles Field. All right, buddy. Let's assign him. And I think that'll be a good start on this army. A little over 20,000 men, close to 30 guns. We'll have a chance to do some damage. Cobalt right here is not going to give me a chance to keep playing this darn game. We're gonna have this distraction the entire time. Cobalt, come here, buddy. Come here. Okay, we're gonna have to take a break while I deal with this dog, because he's gonna scratch my feet to pieces if I don't go take him outside or go play with him in some way or another. I'm gonna bring up the old eye candy for you once more. We'll go deal with this dog, and then we'll get back to it. Here we go. I sure did love this battle. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Hang tight. Crook, over here. We can go get the victory location, so let's send some cav to go do it, if they're just gonna let us. Okay, so we may have ourselves a bit of a situation in the open field right here. I'm thinking I want to keep an eye on Washburn. I'm going to want him to fall back. Likely. We need to advance into those woods, boys. We need to keep rolling them up. Confused fighting ensues. Go there, go there, go there. You're never sure if guys are going to get their orders. Let's put some dudes on those guns. Yep. Let's get into the woods, boys. Let's march forward now. Oh my God, look at all of them, though. We knew this left could be trouble. Dismount. Loose order. All right. Jiminy Christmas, man. All right, I think we found our way around. Good question. I see your question about disabled troops. Okay. A lot of times that is, yeah, it's like a built-in, abstracted troops are getting sick mechanism, right? Oh, would you look at all these Cubans and Nicaraguans we have now? Okay. We get some more from the New Mexico territory. How about Indian territory? 1,500 troops now? This army out west is going to swell for sure. All right, so we have from Virginia 7,000 troops. So we're going to have more Virginians in this army, and we're going to do big brigades. Boom. Boom. I like this for one of our units out in the field. I really do. I think that'll look kind of cool. So let's do that. It'll be Maxie Gregg. He's a volunteer. I would be pretty happy putting him in command. Look, he's pretty good. So Maxie Gregg will be in command of this new brigade right here. Probably want to go around. Let's give them Springfield rifle musket. Good. Enfields with Jackson. Yeah, this is going to be, I think, a little bit better equipped army. Let's go with another brigade from Virginia. And we'll make it another 3,000 man brigade. Right here. Boom, boom. Let's see what we can get. Oh, we got 30,000 Springfield muskets. Fantastic. We'll do those. They're a little bit better than your reboard muskets. And that's where I'll come back. That's the Army of the Shenandoah getting reinforced. How much cavalry? We got like 700 or so. I would say we do another battery or two of artillery. So let's have some West Virginian artillery troops. Yep, 90. Ooh, 55 support. Okay. Good thing the artillerymen get to go in the back. We'll have green trousers since they're from West Virginia. Boom. That'll be 10 cannons for this army. Let's do one more battery. We'll make this one kind of smaller. Again, we'll use West Virginians. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Bingo. Uji. Fine. Rains. Nope. Veteran artillery commander would be John C. Pemberton. Look at this. Let's do it. He'll be in the Army of the Shenandoah with 6 cannon. Uji with 3. Fantastic. Okay. And then I would say we do one more cavalry unit from Virginia. Let's have them be... Yeah, I think that's fine. Dark gray right there like that. Bingo. All right. Everything will just be directly under Johnson for the time being. Okay. We got to order all this up. Quick. All right. I want to believe too. Okay. Yeah, we need to give these guys at least one more brigade and one more battery. We're going to bring them up from South Carolina. So a brigade of 1,500, and we'll use that. Good. And another battery from Virginia of 6 guns. These boys, boom. Just like that. And that'll be under not Rains. Captain Charles Winder. Let's do it. Okay, so Magruder will end up with about 4,300 troops and 10 guns. That's pretty good. So I would say really that's our Virginia Army's reinforced. 20,000 or so troops coming here with near 30 guns. In 1861, that's not bad. Yep, this has happened. U.S. Army abandons Indian Territory. Confederacy captures forts intact. Fantastic. Loyal tribes are on the run. Confederate advance guard ambushed. Bounty placed on Black Beaver's head. Ooh. So let's run out to the Indian Territory. This already happened when the Indian Territory officially allied with us. But here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forts right here. The U.S. Army had 5 forts in the Indian Territory, safeguarding settlers and traders moving west, as well as local Indian tribes in need of protection. After the Battle of Fort Sumter, the situation in Indian Territory became untenable for the U.S. troops stationed there, as the Confederacy had been negotiating and securing alliances with the 5 civilized tribes, among them the Cherokee, Chickasaw, and Creek. To escape capture, the Union commander in the area ordered the garrisons to abandon their posts. Black Beaver, a Delaware trapper and scout who helped out those Union troops getting out of there. Interesting. Reaching Fort Leavenworth in Kansas. Okay. Fort Leavenworth is our target with our Western armies, frankly. If we were able to take Lawrence and Leavenworth up there, that'd be huge. Okay, we got down here. Not ready to do any building yet, but we will be soon. A recruitment crisis. The Union unable to fill the ranks. The Congress in an emergency meeting. New laws are being drafted. Oh. Whether it's terms of service, recruitment quotas, the number of available recruits has dropped so low that forming new regiments has all but ceased. The President and the Congress have started drafting and implementing new recruitment laws. It will take some time to pass the required laws, and it's widely feared the Union is vulnerable to attack during this period. Interesting. So I guess we get a tip that they're working on this Militia Act 1 policy, maybe, is what that means. I'm not sure. But we needed to do this. We needed to do that yesterday. Which reminds me, so this army here down near Galveston gets reinforced. We are going to bring in more Indians, cavalry. They'll be wearing brown pants. They'll go light gray or different color gray like before. We'll have 500 of them this time. Boom. And we're going to go Maynard carbines for them. Introduce them some nice new weaponry. And they'll be under George H. Smith. I don't think so. Professional cavalryman. And we're gonna name a lieutenant. Traboo? No. Just cavalry. John Bowen. We don't need famous guys out here. L.T. Fitzhugh-Lee. Oh, interesting. Pegram. Let's go Lomax out here with some Indians under his command. Lomax. Fantastic. Let's do another one. More Indians. 500 cavalry. Wearing the gray, and the gray looks good to me. Bingo. They'll have mixed cavalry weapons, and that's just fine. We're going to find ourselves another cavalry commander. to handle them. General Walker. How about James P. Major? Let's do that. Okay. I would say we add, so 2,000. Say, let's add unit of cavalrymen from the New Mexico territory, or rather artillerymen. Yep. We'll go boom, boom. They'll be rugged. Just like that, 6-pounders. We'll go ahead and drag along some 6-pounders. 6 of them with R.H. Anderson's Army of the West. And I would say we go ahead in Texas. We'll bring in some white soldiers, cavalry soldiers. I like that. Let's go with that right there. That looks good. These guys will get their musketoons. And we'll replace Smith with a decent enough cavalry commander. John G. Walker. No. Henry Davidson. Yeah, I think we'll go with him. Boom. Very good. We see Sibley's troops are now here, all accounted and present and accounted for. We'll be waiting for the rest of the Army of the West to take shape near Galveston. Gulf States Militia under Bragg with 1,200 men needs more artillery from Florida, right? Bingo. 90, yep. We'll go like that and this. They'll be real raggedy looking guys. He'll get 2 more batteries of artillery from Florida. Like that. Boom, pow. Let's make sure we got artillery commanders here. Frontline professionals, my man. That's what we want. John Pelham. We don't need anybody super famous out here. Let's do Francis Shoup. And let's then do... Lieutenant Robert Anderson, that's fine. Okay. 2 more batteries with Bragg now at 15 guns, 6-pounders. Might be able to do something about Fort Pickens when we get everybody together there. Getting closer on this fort. Let's go ahead. Albert Sidney Johnson has taken a month-long trip to get out here. We're going to replace Zollicoffer with our big guy, Albert Sidney Johnson, most famous general in the entire Confederacy, really. Bingo. Okay, and then Zollicoffer, as a result, will end up getting himself a new command. 3,000 men in a brigade. Tennesseans, boom, boom. Let's go with these guys. Right? Yeah, okay. Bingo. Under Zollicoffer right there, so it does it. Bingo. Let's get some more artillery from Tennessee. I like this. We'll keep this right here. 90 for sure. We'll get 6 guns. Okay. Boom. That is 10 guns and 4,600 men in the Army of Tennessee. Let's go one more brigade from Tennessee. And it'll be 2,250 men this time. And they'll be wearing some real casual looking stuff under the command of oh, wow. Do we really? Our infantry commanders are kind of few and far between. Lafayette McLaws. Let's promote him to a lieutenant colonel. Him to Lieutenant Colonel Holmes. We could bring him in. Let's do that. Theophilus Holmes with 2,250 men under his command. We need cavalry. Let's get some Kentucky cavalrymen. Kentucky's support now at 53. It was lower than that before. We'll go boom. Gray pants. Dark blue pants, gray. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, I don't love it, but we'll go with it. Just like that. 500 cavalrymen in the army. Now, 7,400 men, 10 guns. Let's go with one more battery from where? Kentucky. We can do it. 90 troops. We'll do that. And that. Bam. 6-pounders under. Who? Samuel French. Let's do it. Yes. I think we should add a brigade from Mississippi as a result. 4,500 men. So let's go. Let's make it a 2,250. That way we got some in reserve. We'll have them like that. Boom. Pow. Let's recruit for them. Under General Bryan. Daniel Ruggles. George Pickett. Let's freaking do it. Colonel George Pickett. Be out west. Let's give him some Springfield muskets, shall we? So the other thing is, on that front, we need to upgrade some weapons in our main army. Okay. First guys arrived, we'll get the goods. Mississippi Rifles, right? Okay, good. And next, who's taking the least amount of time? Donaldson. And who's next? Cooper. Withers. Okay, Cooper wins. All right, bingo. Let's give the Department of Virginia a little love here. Hills Brigade. Enfield's. Fantastic. Early. Give him the Springfield rifled muskets right there. Hood's cavalry will get the Colt revolving rifles to start off. Clayton. I don't think we want him. Professional Infantry Command. Good Bryan. I'm doing it. Bryan's brigade. Let's give them some Springfield muskets. I like it. By the way, can we... We still can't build anything, really. Can't order anything that we're building. There is, available and orders available. See? Nothing. That is going to be difficult for us. We're able to make just regular old, I think, Springfield muskets, quote unquote, here, I think. I'm just not sure about that. Whew. Oh my gosh, that is a whole lot of our armies reinforced. That is a whole lot of spending. And from here on, it's going to be a lot, I think, of waiting for all of this to come in. More building of forts. I think there's just a lot more preparation coming. Oh my gosh, we didn't even do these guys. The Western Army. So we're going to end up calling this something else. But we need to add a brigade or two and some artillery and cavalry. And we're going to bring them in from Missouri, of course. 58% support. Let's make it an infantry brigade of 1,500. Doing this right here. Bing, bang, poop. There'll be butternut and gray like that. Let's do that. Okay, 1,500 troops. Clayton Sr., no. Replace with a professional infantry guy. Lafayette McClaws, you better believe it. He's going to be way out west, though, today or now. So we get a new infantry brigade out of Arkansas, 1,500 men. We'll go with some backwoodsy looking fellas like that. Boom, bam. All right, McClaws. We'll give them some... Well, no, we're going to arm our Western armies first. We're going to try to do this properly. Okay, McCulloch will now have 5, and then we're going to give him a couple of batteries here. Arkansas, yeah. So we'll do 2 batteries likely from Arkansas, each with, I think, 4 guns. Bonk, bonk. 1 and 2. Oh, shoot. Okay, I would love to do still 375 cavalry from Arkansas. So we're going to have to hold off on that. We'll do Missouri. Okay, we could do a whole nother infantry brigade from there. I think we'll give that to Sterling Price, though. Let's make it a big battery so there's plenty of people, plenty of guys. Boom, boom. 6-pounders. All right. 5,100 men, 15 guns in this army, the Western Army. We'll go Army of Arkansas. Bonk. And before long, we've got these armies with just brigades. Like, it won't be long until we get into fights, probably promote guys and have new divisions forming. I see that coming in our near future. Okay, now Price is just about where he needs to be. Fantastic. And like I say, excuse me, I think preparations in the march to war will just continue as we get back to it soon enough. And we'll be waiting on all the armies to become fully ready. We'll need to reinforce the Army of the Northwest as well. We'll remember that. We've got more coastal garrisons to take care of. Here we go. Let's take Lee's troops on over. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's see how that goes. This will be a project. This will be kind of a new thing. I hope I don't end up wasting a whole bunch of effort here. Let's take Barron's Naval Squadron up here. Go. We'll just patrol back and forth a little bit. Okay, man. All right, things looking pretty good across the board here. We're at triple B now because of all this spending. All right. We're going to be, wow, we're going to be way in the hole. But we need to get this manpower out. And we need to get them equipped, and we need to get them out there ready for this coming campaign season. I think we were going to have a chance to make some gains. I think we're going to have a chance to win a major battle, kind of like was done in history out here. I think we're going to have a chance to do that and knock off that objective, which will reduce the Union national morale a good bit. Look, they're down to 87 already. Wow. Capture 3 cities, invade the north. Union national morale down 2.5. Wow. Fame to the commander goes plus 50. We could capture Kentucky and capture Missouri. Okay, we've got all these objectives that'll really help us out along the way. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And we're going to have to be real careful with our spending moving forward, too. But I'd say that will likely just about wrap it up for the stream tonight, gentlemen. I would keep going. I honestly would. But it's getting late. It's getting pretty darn late. We're going to have to wrap it up here. Your man's getting a little tired, and we've got dogs to take care of, too. How much fun, though. The CSA campaign continues, making our way through the spring season as the Confederates. Reminder, please drop that thumbs up button. Click that for me. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Appreciate everybody getting involved in the chat tonight. When the VOD hits tomorrow, and it'll be right around lunchtime or a little bit after that, come in, watch for about another 5 minutes, and hit a comment. I appreciate you if you do that for me. Thank you so much, guys. Also, the memberships for tonight. The Super Chat donation tonight. You guys were the best. You are the best. And I can't wait to be back with you once again here in Grand Tactician. Going to be a little while. Hate to make you wait for too awful long. Our next stream is going to be coming back Friday night. I'll see you guys then. Take her easy.